Charles, how you doing?
Great.
You know the UFC kind of want to call on you when they need an exciting fight on the card. But I'm curious, when you heard the name Kron Gracie on the other side, were you a little bit surprised? What was your reaction to hearing him? We haven't heard from him in quite some time.
Yeah, I was surprised. I thought he was retired, but at some point we were supposed to fight. When I won in Korea against Choi, I was pushing for the fight against Cobb Swanson, and they just had a very good war, and maybe they wanted to build up a fight with me and Kron. Then I would fight Cobb afterwards. So yeah, it was something that was meant to be. So when they called, I was not that much surprised. It was just the fact that he's been out for a while. But yeah, I don't know what he's been doing, but I'm sure he's been training well, but he's putting a lot of time in his academy, I think. So yeah, that's I control what I can control.
Yeah. Are you, so with that being said, you must be familiar with his game then. If you thought you were going to be fighting him before, is this like, okay, well, I kind of know what I'm doing and I just need to go back to where I was training that way before?
Yeah, absolutely. I think if I would have taken the fight back then, it would have been much harder than it would be that it's going to be with this weekend, because this 8-month period that I took off after the loss to Shane Burgos and then Nate Wood in Paris, I was taking fight every 2 months. Like, it's been 11 years since I've been fighting, counting amateurs, and even though I'm only 27, I've been fighting so many times. It's the biggest layoff I took. And the layoff made me realize that most of these fights that I had split decision or very close losses, I'm like, I could have won those fights with more strategy and stopped wanting to be more of a crowd pleaser, let's say. So yeah, strategy will be something incredibly important for this fight, and the finish will come organically. I don't need to chase anything.
You know, you said that time off was good for you, but he's been away for a long time, right? There can be too much time off. Are you expecting him to be rusty in there? Are you expecting him to kind of, look completely different than we saw before? What are you expecting from him?
I think rust is something that accumulates when you don't have that much competitive experience. And this guy's been on the mat since he was like 6 years old, So I think at 2-year-old, Rickson put a gi on him. So this guy knows competition. I don't think he's going to have those jitters and those what if stress factor or whatever. I think he's a born fighter. And we're going to see a very, very good version of Kron Gracie. Maybe age is a factor. Maybe the time off will be a factor. I don't mind. I'm preparing for the best version of Kron we've ever seen.
Yeah. We know that he loves a submission. The last name alone says that. What are you looking for on Saturday, and how do you see the fight ending?
I see the fight ending because he takes too much shots. I think in his fight, let's say with Cobb, and maybe he's going to try to go for takedown right away. And because you saw his gas tank go down very fast against Cobb, and Cobb had a phenomenal game plan. So that would be I'm going to have a very similar strategy in terms of more strikes with the hand, and then just let him hit as much shots he wants to hit. And I think I have very good hands. Most of my finishes in UFC are all hands. My career in TKO as well. So even though they phrase me as a Muay Thai fighter and a kickboxer, every time I knock someone down is with hands. So yeah, that's going to be the factor. It's hands against a shark who's trying to drown you. Thank you.
Over here. How you doing? So obviously the name Gracie is synonymous with mixed martial arts. What's it mean to you to get a win over such a notable name?
It's good. It's a perk. It's something like some people would like to brag about. I'm not a big bragger myself. I think it's good. It's good for publicity. People will remember at the end of my career, be like, oh, you fought a Gracie. It's good and everything. But like having a coach, my master Fabio Landa, who's Brazilian, he was around all these guys in Sao Paulo and in Brazil and everything. So yeah, I'm not that intimidated by the name Gracie. I watch a lot of fight like Almeida against Pat Cote. I watch Roger Gracie against Tim Kennedy, I think that is. So I see those very high-level jiu-jitsu guys who people are very intimidated, and then performing not to what we expected them to perform the way. Sorry, my English is sketchy, but yeah, I mean, it's a big name. It's a good name. It's good for me. Coming back from 2 losses, I'm fighting a big name who's coming from a loss, 3 years layoff. So it's do or die for him or me.
Absolutely, and you've been active, and actually, I think his last fight was in 2019. So all footage is going to be old. And do you plan on him just coming in with the same game plan he always has, or do you plan that like maybe he added some new things to his arsenal, new weapons to his arsenal, or what's it like to game plan with somebody that's been out of the sport for so long?
If he was younger, I would expect him to have mature, be a very different fighter. I doubt that. I think he's going to be better than in the jiu-jitsu aspect, the way to transition, to try to go to the ground, everything. But because he's 35, because he's been doing jiu-jitsu, all of his he fights the same way. I don't think we're going to see a flying knee, spinning kick, Kron Gracie.
Got it. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Hey, Charles, over here again.
Sir.
So currently on your first losing streak in your entire career.
Yes.
What has that done for your motivation heading into this fight?
Of course, you have this factor, your brain is telling all the worst outcome possible, and it's oh, if you lose this one, maybe you're going to lose your job, all of this. But this is pressure. This is pressure I brought onto myself by performing not to the best of my ability, especially in the fight in Paris. I just wanted to fight in Paris more than I wanted to win. I don't know. I did some stupid stuff, but now this 8 months layoff made me realize, man, I got the potential. With a proper strategy, I could have beat most of the guys that beat me, and I need to level up. If I want to stay in the UFC, I need to level up. If not, well, the door will be shown at me. So yeah, I need to prove that I'm a better fighter. I know it's old, but not that old. Let's say champions are 32, 33. That's mean 5 years, 6 years. That's a long time for me. So I need to take more time in between fights. I think I was fighting every 2 months in the last year. So that layoff helped me tremendously to mature as a fighter.
And if everything goes well this weekend, you stay healthy, any chance at a quick turnaround?
No.
No?
I did that too many times. Even if all of my fights in UFC, there's so many late replacement. The Rosa one, I was supposed to fight the English guy. I don't remember his name. Then, 4 days, it's him. No, it's him. Then choose. I always said yes to everything, but now I accepted the fact that proper preparation is very important to have to perform to the best of your ability. My pleasure. That's it. Oh.
Hello? Yeah, just wanted to get your thoughts on the main event and how you think it's going to play out between Sterling and Cejudo.
It's a very good question. People, I'm a big fan of the sport as well. So, watching the whole, Aljamain, the knee, then the close decision with Jan, and then the shoulder popped of TJ. I truly agree that if Sterling can beat Cejudo, that solidify him. But he's the champ. I'm not a Sterling hater. I like the guy. And when it comes to Henry Cejudo coming back, the layoff, his mentality, I saw him train yesterday, man. This is something else. This is why Cejudo is such a great fighter, man. His mentality, the way he speaks, the way he carries himself, very great man. So, and Sterling is very big. I saw him when I fought in Long Island. He was there when I fought Shane Burgos, and I was next to him. I'm not a tremendously big featherweight, but I'm like, man, this guy could fight with us and hang around. So, yeah. So, I think I saw Sterling. He said a win over Cejudo solidify him as a 35 great, which I agree with. And then I think he would like to go call out Volkanovski. Even Volkanovski said that. He said, I think one of these two are going to call me out afterwards. So yeah, it's a very interesting fight. Either of the guy who wins, there's so many potential fights for them. And yeah, great fight.
Hey, Charles, on your left, right here. With this layoff, is there anything that you've changed in your preparation in this camp leading up to this fight?
Yes, absolutely. Like I said, strategy. I would be winning a fight, and then I would be like, oh, let's throw a fucking flying knee and then get taken down. So strategy is something I adopted. I've been reading a lot. I've been growing as a man and as a fighter. Because when you're always okay, fight, prepare for this guy, prepare for this guy, prepare for this guy. You're only preparing to fight a specific opponent. You're not growing as a fighter, as a man, as a martial artist. So this layoff was a incredible gift I gave myself from all those 11 years of fighting every 2 months, 2-3 months. So yeah, I grew and I'm happy.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys. Well.